going on YouTube? You are watching Brian with BB's Vlogs and Adventures. Today, I just want to kind of go over a little bit and kind of conclude what I would say my Arlington series. By doing this, I want to kind of go over a little bit of what I've done in the past. I think it's been 7 months in Arlington. That's been very fascinating to me. About 7 months ago, I started a series about the history of Arlington, Texas. And we started with the cemetery of lost infants. I walked through this cemetery with my spirit box. It's a saddened cemetery because you'd have to go back and watch my vlog. I'm just not going to reinvest my time in doing all my videos in one. Please do. I do understand that my editing is a lot better today than it was back then 7 months ago. However, I do want to conclude Arlington, Texas. Doesn't mean that I won't ever do another video out in Arlington. It just means that I think I'm done with the series out here in Arlington. I think I want to move on to something else. We've gotten 50 subscribers. I need to think about the Crockett story I have to tell you all. There's other things that I have in content to think about. Like I said, you know, I'm back here again at the Lost Infants of Arlington. I just wanted to kind of reminisce the videos I've done out here in Arlington. Following that, 1 month later, I did a venture to Screaming Bridge on the trails of the River Legacy Parks. As I walked the trail, I became what you would say disappointed because I had passed the bridge by probably about 2 miles of the hiking trail and thinking how disappointed in myself I was because it seems like I was never going to find this bridge. I was disappointed because it was going to be my first adventure that I never found something because I'd always been successful in doing all my other videos. I couldn't find my destination. I was confused and I even gave up looking for the bridge, only to walk back from the trail back to where I started. I happened to spot the bridge. Although I stand here today on the Screaming Bridge, I'm gonna say that my deed or investigation, it's not over. Also on this journey, I was looking for another historical site. It was called Hell's Gate, in which at the time, I knew if I could find the bridge, I could find the gate. Right now, as the temperatures are well into the 100 degrees, I will have to do this again as the fall or winter approaches. I think I did this on January 9th of this year because I want to do the investigation and I want to run the spirit box on the bridge here and Hell's Gate. This video was the first video of feeling of sadness and ending with happiness I've done since I began BB's Vlogs and Adventures. And just remember, with this spot here on the Screaming Bridge, there's more to come. So 2 months later, I did a video and told you the story about where the treaty was signed at Bird's Fort. A good friend of mine by the name of Dale had recommended a book that was pretty interesting as far as the birthplace of Arlington. The problem is I didn't just read that book. I've read other books and I've even researched things online. It gives you the area of Bird's Fort. They made a street by the name of Bird's Fort, but they never put a pinpoint on where Bird's Fort actually is. So I gave my opinion in that video of where I think Bird's Fort is. A week later, I came and sat at the same exact spot, parked in the same exact direction. As I was talking into my video, right about, I want to say it was about right here, there was an orb, a blue orb. And this orb just fascinatingly just fades, and it looks like it's going somewhere up on the top of my car here. And it never comes back when I go to edit the video. But I came out because I read about this trail where a certain historical man had been told that treasure was supposedly hidden in this trail called Crystal Canyon. This video, I walked the half-mile trail, heard weird and odd noises, and investigated with my spirit box early in the morning, probably right around this time in that morning. I'm sorry if everything is weird, but I have somebody walking behind me that just does not look. I feel like I need someone to have my six. Anyways, but I ran my spirit box the next morning. At the end of my spirit box session, something eerie happened. I commanded spirits to stay, and they were not welcome to come with me, as I always do, as well as praying. The spirit box never turned off when I pushed off on the app that I use, but the command I used did seem to work. I will never forget doing this video, as names, some talking, and what I would think is evidence was nothing until I got home and I started editing and noticed that beautiful orb above my head sit for a few seconds and smoothly just vanishes. A few minutes later, I got some devastating news I cannot, nor will I, talk about, that happened to slow my videos down and had me praying more for some other commands to keep attachments away. Nevertheless, the evidence I got here was very overwhelming. As things started to normalize for me daily, I visited Callaway Cemetery. Even though this is not exactly located in Arlington, but in Euless, not even a couple of miles away from the Euless and Arlington border. I love running my spirit box at graveyards because there are so many spirits that want attention. And of course I try to give all the spirits that I can that attention. The graveyard was beautiful as I walked it. While running the spirit box, the same voice and name was really trying to get my attention. That name was Paul. I did everything in my power to look for a headstone with the name Paul on it. But I never found a gravestone with the first or last name of Paul. Yep, I came up short. Question is, if I ran my spirit box again, will I get this same voice and same name again? I wouldn't mind doing this again. And if you want to find out, let's get this video, I don't know, let's say 11 thumbs up. I know, 11? I don't have, but the last I looked this morning was 51 subscribers. And the analytics retention rate is low, so I'll keep this challenge low. I seem to be getting about an average of at least one subscriber a week. Probably around 13 to 24 views in 1 month time per video. But either spectators are not liking my content and keep coming back, or forgetting to like the video. Or egos are too high to push that like button. That I'm not sure of. What I'm sure of is I'm not going away. About a month ago, I had a good energy-filled day. If you do what I am doing, I recommend to really get to know who you are. You have to know yourself, and you have to know yourself good. I hear everyone tell me that I'm playing with fire when it comes to using spirit boxes, dowsing rods, a Ouija, spirit boards. I understand and appreciate everyone's concern for me. There is not nothing that anyone is telling me that I already don't know. I do everything in my power to keep myself safe. And I know attachments really like vulnerability. And even in my most haunted video, when I did the Estes method and the water bottle falling, understand, even then I had to wait until the right time, setting, and comfort to do that. I have thoughts about this, but no one has asked. Maybe for another day, who knows. Anyways, I went to a random Arlington cemetery that I'm standing at now. I ran my spirit box, and at the end of the video, the name Low is spoken. As I looked to my left, because I was coming down that road over there, I looked to about my left, which would have been 10 o'clock. I don't see it from this side, but I see it from the other side. This headstone by the name of Low. A week later, I decided to look for the story of Marrow Bone Springs. The night before, I was playing with my spirit board and thought that I was feeling good because I was getting intimate with the board and the spirit. That night, the spirits had given me a lot of energy I didn't even know I had. Oh, buddy, were they right. I decided to use the same energy, pull my dowsing rods out for guidance. Although the rods helped a little, but man, I felt good, and I mean really good. I simply did a boring concept of naming off names to the story of the agreement where they would sign the treaty at Bird's Fort and who attended the meeting. I named off names, well-known names, and butchered accidentally some Indian names and Indian tribes and their leaders. I followed my spiritual guide and found the original spring, the campground of Bone Marrow Springs, found Johnson's station, and told the story for how trading was done for supplies, food, and such that they did in the history of Arlington. Finishing up the next day, I will say that that was a dangerous way of doing things, but all ended well. When one of the Indian chiefs spoke to me through my spirit box with the nickname of Red Bear. Again, whenever I say dangerous, it was because the spirits had put all this energy in me, and I was dealing with all this energy, and it got pulled away from me the next day, and I was drained. My only camera's battery went out the first day, so I had to come out the next day and do the spirit box. I was so tired, I didn't even want to make the 20-minute drive to Arlington, but I did it anyway, just to put my content out there. This platform is amazing, but can be really difficult at times, and very time consuming with the filming and the editing. If you don't believe me, you make a YouTube channel. Start from scratch, not knowing how to even edit a video. Do 100 videos. I challenge you not to be lazy and put everything you have into it. Then tell me, oh, it's easy. Yep, I'm telling you, this experience will never have me believe you. About 8 or 9 days ago, I read a story about the first train in Arlington, and boy was I excited to follow this. In the middle of July, 100+ degrees, I instinctively tried to find everything about this train track. This time, I kept myself safe. I didn't have any spirit energy. The filming took me a total of about 3 days in the heat. I will tell you this, I do bring every piece of my equipment to every adventure and every random night video that I actually do. Never once in those 3 days did I ever feel the energy to use any of my equipment. You might say, Brian, is it possible because of the heat? That, my friends, is not all why. I'm telling you honestly, I know when to get the energy and use it. I even tried to manifest it, but never got any energy. This, my friends, was the history that I took us through in Arlington, Texas. Arlington today, I'm going to drive through, take some still pictures as I conclude the video of things like amusement park. We got the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, they call Jerry's World, AT&T Stadium. And we have the Rangers' new Globe Life Park, along with the big old venture of what they call Texas Live, which is a bar and recreation between Globe Life Stadium and AT&T Stadium. I'd like to thank everybody. It'd mean the world to me if you hit that like button like this. Subscribe to my channel, comment if you'd like, and share. As I conclude the history of Arlington, let's look what Arlington looks like today. Thank you all for watching.